So I want to hear about the first time you guys met, maybe, and even share like the first date you went on, whenever y'all are ready.
Well, we met at church actually, but she hung out with a different crowd than I hung out with.
Played hard to get.
Yeah, and so at first we didn't really talk, and then some things changed at church, and we started kind of talking a little bit, and there's about 3 other guys that said, no, I'm going to date her. I'm just kind of sitting back like, I don't even have a chance, so so we kind of, our friends talk, and her friends talk, and then our friends talk together, and we finally found out that she kind of liked me, and of course I really liked her. And I think the first time that happened was at a church league softball game.
Mm-hmm.
Romantic.
Yeah. And so kind of like, okay, she likes me. That's good.
This is the part where you guys fall in love. So we're past the awkward stage of, hey, can you ask her friends if she likes me type stuff. So catch us up to falling in love and all that kind of stuff.
I really like this girl, and she's pretty and all that, and it's not somebody I grew up with, and so I don't know her completely. I just know that a little bit we know from each other, and so we just kind of keep going to the movies and everything, and
Sparks flew
everywhere,
yeah.
And
He had a driver's license, and he was always, he was a very likable person. Everybody liked him. All the girls liked him, which kind of really made me angry sometimes. I guess when we were 18, we had just graduated high school. We graduated in May, found out in June that I was pregnant, and I just knew that there's no way I could have a baby. I mean, he was fixing to go to college. What am I going to tell my family? What am I going to tell my church family? And I just knew that, there was no way. And
it kind of become to a point where we had separated ourselves so much that we had got so comfortable with each other. And it was almost like we were the only people that, that really mattered. It was me and her. And so I remember we was riding through town one day, and she said, I think I may be pregnant.
So who did you tell, when you guys found that information out? Who were the first people you told?
After we took a
couple
home tests
and stuff.
Like, it's like, it can't be right.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
So I called one of my friends, Amy, and I told her, I said, I can't have this baby. And she said, yes, you can. I will raise it. I'm like, no, I can't. And
how old was Amy at the time?
She was our age. She was, we graduated together, been friends since we were, young, but
We've been friends ever since, really.
Since we were dating.
Yeah.
You both decided to have an abortion? Like, what was that conversation?
Well, it really wasn't a decision. It was.
We got to.
I didn't have any friends. I had friends, but I didn't have somebody like she had with Amy. I didn't have anybody to tell. She was only. At that point, I had separated myself so much from everybody that she was the only person that I had, as far as I could confide in. And all our lives, we had. Everybody has plans to have a normal family and, go to college and have a nice job and have a nice wedding, and then have children, and it's just like, wow, this can't mess it up,
Right. Could you tell me what changed your mind? What was the determining factor?
Really, we run into a roadblock. We actually called an abortion clinic to see how soon we could get there and have it done, and it's like, well, you've got to have a parent or guardian come sign, and we're like, we were crushed again, because it's like, okay, we had an easy route out of this, and now here we are again. And so through talking with other people, it's kind of like you kind of realize finally that it's okay, you know.
Yeah, our minds like to think that when we make, a wrong decision and there are consequences for those, that it's better to keep those things hidden in the dark, when in reality, it needs to be drugged to the light. And that's when things can start to turn for the better.
And that's kind of where we were at. Once we finally, told someone and more people knew, it's kind of like, okay, now all these people know, and now if we have an abortion, it's really going to be, bad on us.
Right.
And our families,
Sure.
People are judgmental. They really are. And until that baby gets here, it's kind of like, we're in a mess. But then, when Nate got here, it was like, it doesn't matter.
Everything else started fading away.
Once the labor was over with and I saw him for the first time, I knew right then it was worth it.
It was great. We had our little trailer that wasn't what we planned, but, it was home. It was ours. And, we could go home and hold Nate and feed him and change his diapers. Lots and lots of diapers. Nate's 15, and he was our Valentine's baby. That's kind of been the story of his life. He's kind of been our Valentine. And grew up and got tall and plays baseball. Loves baseball.
You guys still live in that trailer?
No.
Okay.
We did buy a house, so something that we thought we would never. Sometimes we're just like, wow, to think about 16 years ago where we started and what the Lord has blessed us with now. It's just,
It's amazing.
it's amazing.
It really is.
I've never heard the story kind of all together. There were details that I've never heard, and seriously, I was challenged by what you guys had to say. And we really, really appreciate you being vulnerable, taking the time to come out here and let me interview you for a much bigger purpose than you could even know, probably. And so one of the things that we wanted to do with this story is you guys are assuming you're here only to tell your side of the story and only to give the story from your perspective. But what we have actually done is we're going to give you a side of the story that you're probably not even aware, most likely. And so we actually have some people that we would like to bring in and let you hear from. And I'm going to get up and I'm going to let them share.
From the moment that I met both of you growing up with you in church, I didn't know where that journey would take us. And then little did I know we would be here today, doing what we're doing today. And it's a great thing. Y'all have accomplished great things in your lives, and God has used you in a mighty way.
Well, the choice y'all made has impacted my life and a lot of other people's lives, as you can tell by the people here, in a positive way. And Nate's one of my closest friends, maybe my closest friend, and he's trustworthy. He's the person I can call on if I ever need anything.
I can't even describe what it means to me as a mom, and I know to you guys as parents what it means. He's a true friend to Jackson. And, you know, I remember the first time I ever knew who Nate was. I think Jackson and Nate got in a little scuffle on the basketball court as Pee-wee basketball players. And who would have known that a few years later, you know, they'd be hanging out, being best buds.
Y'all have not only been godly parents, you've been godly friends to my kids.
I think that y'all have looked at us as being older and try to look at someone older as being examples. But I'm here to tell you that y'all have been more of an example to me, and I couldn't be more than beyond blessed to have known y'all